Welcome friends to an Expanse video. The forces in the books are always in conflict with each other. Earth versus Mars, the OPA versus Earth, the Free Navy versus everyone else. But one man has a vision to unite humanity. His vision. Spoilers for all the books throughout. Let's get straight into it. For the people of Mars, the dream of terraforming a place for themselves is dead, because of the discovery of the ring gates, which give humanity access to over 1,000 new systems through artificially sustained wormholes. Admiral Winston Duarte takes control of a large part of the Martian Navy, and when a ring builder shipyard is found in the Laconia system by a MCRN probe, Duarte and his conspirators work together to hide knowledge of this, so they can take advantage of it. This is not a coincidence, it is part of a plan he has been working on for some time, part of the Duarte Manifesto, though he will have adapted this over time with the discovery of the alien artifacts. At 20 years old, Winston Duarte saw the path that none of his superiors did, that no one on Earth did. He laid it all out, point by point, and the only reason history ran the way it did is that no one took much notice. Then he was a good, solid career officer for decades, until he saw something, an opportunity maybe, in the data from the first wave of probes that went through the gates. Without changing the time of day, when he got his hair cut, he shifted into engineering, the biggest theft in the history of warfare. He took the only active protomolecule sample enough ships to defend a gate and engineered the chaos that knocked Earth and Mars on their asses. The station was a shipyard and part of the dead ring builder empire. The structures contained a half-built ship, and when the forces under Duarte took control with the station, they updated their existing ships and grew new ones that would add the builder technology, which uses knowledge from the protomolecule, which is an infectious agent of alien origin, made by the same people as the gates. Duarte is involved with the Belter faction, the Free Navy, and in fact is helping supply the fleet. Their leader is Marco Inaros, more specifically helping them with military technology and intelligence. Inaros is a tool to Duarte, and the Martian Admiral has also added a sample of protomolecule to his arsenal, as well, taken from Fred Johnson. Duarte then strikes a deal with Inaros to gain access to the gates and enter the Laconia system, along with vessels, researchers and scientists. He can do this under the nose of the Martian and Sol fleets, as they are occupied by Inaros and the Free Navy. So how did Duarte sell the Martians on his dream? Here's a quote from the books. A galaxy-spanning human civilization run the way the Martians at their best ran things. Organized, focused on a single overarching goal, efficient, well-planned, not wasting anything. She could see why that appealed to a lot of people when Mars was watching its dream of terraforming die. Duarte could step in and sell them a new dream that used all the same skills and attitudes that the old one had, but was even grander in scope. Once there, he takes on a new title, High Consul of Laconia, and the researchers use the protomolecule to discover technology that will grant Duarte immortality. Duarte also establishes a new government under him on the planet Laconia. The first ship to be produced by the Laconian shipyards was the Proteus, and it installed railguns in the ring station. This would let the Free Navy hold onto it for a time, long enough for Duarte to take advantage. The ring station contains all the wormholes to the many different systems, and so it is highly valued by all. If you control that, you control access to all those systems. After the defeat of Inaros, The Empire of Laconia sent a message through the Laconia Gate, saying that if ships entered their system, they would be destroyed. All probes that passed through met that fate. 3 decades passed, and the system had become a police state. All institutions within the Empire followed High Consul Duarte. Their media is censored and heavily controlled, and there are few human rights. Laconia is wrapped around one thing, the state, and one man's vision. The purpose is to unite humanity, which has been divided so many times. Corporation is the coin of the Empire. The beginnings were already in motion. Your Association of Worlds, the Transport Union, all these things will continue. But to those who intend to defy this new government and try to deny humanity its bright future, I say this: you will be eradicated without hesitation or mercy. The military might of Laconia has only one function, and that is the defence and protection of the Empire and its citizens. Loyal citizens of the Empire will know only peace and prosperity, and the absolute certainty of their own safety under our watchful eye. Disloyalty has one outcome: death. The High Consul can continue to see his vision carry on because of his immortality from a serum based on the proto-molecule. This, for the first time in history, will allow the vision of one man to create and sustain an empire, his empire. There will be no Alexander and his successors from our world. Here, no heir that does not live up to their parents' legacy or tries to change it. There will only be his continued vision. Not surprising for a group started on Mars, the state is built on the military. Their fleet is strong but small when you consider the hundreds of human systems that exist by the time of the 7th book, Persephone Rising. Their ships are grown, as we've touched on. They have self-healing armour and a greatly increased missile capacity compared to their Sol-based counterparts. The greatest of these ships is the Magnetar-class battlecruiser, and that's what we're going to focus on over the next few quotes. The destroyer, Holden had called it the Gathering Storm, looked like a natural crystal formation that someone had chipped into a knife. The colours were all translucent pinks and blues, faceted like a gem. She spotted something at the tail that probably served as the ship's drive cone, but didn't look anything like the UN or Martian designs she was familiar with. The nose of the ship ended in a pair of sharp projections like a dagger point with a channel cut down the centre that left her almost certain it was a railgun. If the ship had torpedo launchers or PDCs, she couldn't see them. Within the ship's armour is hidden sensor arrays, PDCs or point defence cannons, railguns and torpedo tubes. Now we're going to go to the book for a quote about the armour. The bone-pale skin of the Tempest rippled as a round struck it, and then again with a second strike. Waves passed through the ship like the surface of water. Nasty black and red welts glowed where the railgun rounds had hit, but the plating, or whatever it was, folded over the wound, closing it, then folded again, and the damage was gone, as if it had never been there. And after a short celebration, people see even a nuclear strike cannot destroy the ship. The Tempest was still where it had been, not scattered into atoms. An eerie blue mottling, dancing lines like veins under the ship's skin, bright but fading. The fireball should have been enough to kill anything, or at least anything that Drummer knew of. With these ships and advanced weapons made, Duarte now turns his eye to Earth and its colonies, to put his plan into place, to control them all, and establish peace at last for humanity. Now, friends, I turn this over to you. What do you think to Duarte's plan? Can he pull it off? Can anyone stand against the technology his scientists have developed? Did you find immortality through a protomolecule serum? Comment down below.